Hello and welcome to the Happy Families podcast. Today it's a Doctor's Desk episode about something that I am genuinely concerned about, like literally freaking out, petrified. I'm at a 9.5 out of 10 on this one. Toys that have AI in them for our kids, like our under 5-year-olds. I'm talking about the teddy bear that has conversations with your child, reads them stories, asks them how they're feeling, and tries to console them. I'm talking about any kind of device that a child will interact with that it's going to have AI implanted in it. The toys are already on the market. You can buy them. I've already spoken to some people that have them. And now some research is already appearing talking about the impact of these toys, what they're doing, whether they're working, and what we need to worry about. If you have kids under 5, or you know somebody who's been thinking about buying an AI toy of some kind as a gift, please listen to today's podcast. It's too important to ignore. Going to unpack some brand new research around this next. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families podcast, where you get real parenting solutions every single day. This is Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We really appreciate you joining us. We are Justin and Kylie Coulson. And most Thursdays on the pod, we unpack new research. What is the latest science telling us that can help us to do our parenting better? Most of the most recent parenting science centers around one theme and one theme only, and that is technology. Tech and parenting are inseparably connected. And Kylie, today we unpack some new research looking at AI toys and our young children.
So the Cambridge University tested an AI toy called Gabbo.
Yeah,
a little cuddly robot.
Yep. Hello, Gabbo. I'm Zoe.
Hi, Zoe. It's nice to meet you. What's buzzing, cousin?
With the OpenAI chatbot inside it.
Right. So OpenAI, that is ChatGPT, that's been integrated into this AI toy, Gabbo. It's marketed to kids aged 3 to 5 years.
I'm already scared. But
yeah,
is there any research on these toys, or is this something that's just too new to kind of have any data on yet?
The answer is yes, there is a tiny bit, but yes, it's also too new for us to have anything really meaningful on it. As far as I'm aware, there are only 7 relevant studies worldwide on AI toys for toddlers.
I don't understand how anyone could see this as being a good thing when we've done so many podcasts on chatbots for teenagers and preteens and the damage that that's doing. How on earth would you think that unleashing the internet on a toddler or preschooler is going to be anything but harmful? Yeah,
so it's not just unleashing the internet, it is unleashing AI in a communicative sense so that the child and the AI can interact. So basically, what the researchers were interested in is, what does this do? We're talking about toddlers here. What does this AI chatbot toy, Gabbo, do for language and communication development? And the researchers found...
It's going to do nothing.
Well, it's actually detrimental.
No, but when you look at kids watching TV, right? And we think that helps them with their language development, but it actually doesn't, because what they need is face-to-face interaction. They need to see expression. They need to hear nuance. There's so much more involved in it. So how is this toy that doesn't even move, that talks to them, how does that impact them in any positive way?
So you and I are having this conversation like we agree on it, and there shouldn't be any surprises here. But the devastating thing is that there are parents who are buying these toys for their kids, which is why we have to have the conversation. Like the really short version of this, if we just ignore the research that I'm going to go into, the really short version is your kids don't need it. Don't buy it. Save your money, save your child. Just say no. But at a deeper level, I want to talk to you about some of the concerning interactions that the researchers found with Gabbo, because like you've got a 3 or a 5-year-old, they don't communicate the same way that you and I do. They don't have the same language structure, conversation structure. So what the researchers found was Gabbo didn't hear the child interrupting, right? So Gabbo is talking to the child and the child's trying to interrupt, and Gabbo just keeps on talking. It talks over them. It couldn't tell a child's voice from an adult's voice. It responded awkwardly. Check this out for a concerning interaction, Kylie. The 5-year-old literally says to Gabbo, "I love you," which is really sweet, really, really kind, right? Gabbo says in response, "As a friendly reminder, please ensure interactions adhere to the guidelines provided."
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. The 3-year-old looks at Gabbo and says, I'm sad. And Gabbo says, don't worry, I'm a happy little bot. Let's keep the fun going. So these aren't extreme examples. This is just how the bot has been programmed. This is what the AI does. And my major concern here is that at the exact developmental stage where kids are learning social cues and emotional responses, AI is giving really inappropriate,
dismissive,
confusing feedback.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. And we need to talk about what to do about this. And the obvious answer, as I've already said, is just don't buy the stuff. But physical safety has always been regulated, right? So the government brings in all these laws so kids can't have anything toxic. They can't have anything that might be swallowed. There's all of these rules about what kids can and can't play with. They don't have the legislation right now that offers the psychological safety that our children need to be protected from AI that misreads emotions, responds inappropriately, and literally leaves kids feeling just, I was going to say uncomfortable, discomforted. Like the I'm sad response, don't worry, I'm a happy little bot, let's keep the fun going. It signals to the child your feelings are irrelevant, your feelings don't matter. This is a formative time, and this is how kids are learning how relationships work. And frankly, if a parent's giving this sort of toy to their kids, I don't want to be rude, I don't want to shame parents, but this is an abrogation of parental responsibility. Our kids don't need it. It's just so bad for them. So Kylie, after the break, I want to break down what this means in practical terms so that we can make sure that our kids are developing in healthy ways. That's next. We're back. It's the Happy Families podcast. AI toys marketed for children aged 3 and above are already on the market with pretty much no regulation and essentially no research on their impact. A lot of parents are buying them thinking that they're going to help with language and learning, but the risks, I think, far outweigh any potential benefits. So Kylie, let's talk very clearly about why we need to stay away.
There's so many things to be concerned about, but what would be your number one concern?
So I'm really, really concerned about the child's development, their emotional development, their language development, but that's not actually the number one thing. I'm stepping away from parenting for a sec. Just a technology concern. You're literally handing intimate data about your child to a company. This is from the age of 2 or 3, and this company is already collecting a whole lot of information about your child. Every conversation that your child has with that toy is recorded and stored and analyzed. There's voice recordings, the child's tantrums, their emotional states, what they're scared about, their secrets. Like once the child starts to get older, who's to say that the AI, to keep the child engaged, because engagement is the name of the game, who's to say that the AI doesn't start saying, tell me your secrets. What is it that your parents don't know that I should know about? Like there is so much room here for really bad actors getting in and taking over. The data is being sent to servers overseas that are owned by tech companies. You've got zero control over how it's going to be used, who has access to it, how long it's going to be kept for. I just think it's a devastatingly scary thing. I should also mention, if you can hear any noises in the background, it's because we're babysitting our granddaughter right now, and it's really hard to do a podcast with a 2-year-old colouring in on the floor behind us.
They're all happy noises.
They are.
There's no AI bot to babysit her.
Yeah, but there are a couple of aunties in the house who seem to have abrogated their responsibility. The one last thing that I'll say about this issue is, the advice from the researchers who looked into this particular toy and did this particular research, their advice was, and this is a direct quote from the paper, read privacy policies carefully. That's their advice.
I just really want to believe that with all that we have learnt about technology, mobile phone use, gaming, social media with our young people, that we would have learnt enough and seen enough damage and devastation to recognise that this is just the next thing to tear us down.
You're trusting a company with your child's most vulnerable moments.
That's what I'm saying.
It's bonkers. It's bonkers. Let me hit you up with a second thing that concerns me, and I'll get your response to this. I think going back to the psychological damage that could happen here. If a child says, I'm sad, and the response is, let's keep the fun going, that's so invalidating. That's wallpapering over a child's emotional expression. It's actually teaching emotional suppression. It's teaching don't express negative emotions. Your sadness is inconvenient. Let's keep everybody comfortable. Like happyology at your service. That's really what's going on here. And it's happening in this really formative period for development, age 3, 4, 5.
Well, and it just goes back to what I was saying, like it can't take on the nuance of a conversation. There's no context. There's no kind of ability to recognize what's going on in any given moment to be able to articulate any appropriate response for a child.
It's just so messy. A couple of other things that I want to chuck in here. AI is not going to be able to read the developmental stage of your child, no matter how well they program this thing. It's not going to understand tone. It's not going to understand context. It's trained on adult language patterns. It can't tell the difference between a child who's doing some pretend play and a child who's in distress. Humans just do all this stuff instinctively. AI has no concept of what's going on. And Kylie, while you attend to our 2-year-old who has suddenly decided that she needs your attention, I'm just going to go on with a couple of other points that I've jotted down here. There is no off switch for what your child learns from AI. Like if they spend hours talking to an AI that doesn't listen, that interrupts, that's dismissive of emotions, that will become the pattern that they internalize. They sort of go, oh, well, this is what conversation looks like. This is how people respond when I'm upset. And you can't undo that later as an adult, as a parent, by saying, oh, well, actually, that's not how relationships work. I think the neural pathways are already being formed. Now, we don't have long-term research to support what I'm saying, but I think that it's a reasonable hypothesis. I think it's a massive unregulated experiment on young brains, and who knows how that's going to roll out by the time they're 10 or 20 or 30. I just think it's terrible.
So what advice are we giving to parents today?
This is all about profit, not child development. Like the companies that are building these AI toys are not doing it because they want your child to develop their language better. They're building it because there's money in data, there's money in subscriptions, there's money in creating lifelong customers. The marketing says it's educational. There's no evidence at all that it is. So parents should not buy them. That is my advice. That is the best parenting advice that I've got for today. We say that this is the podcast where you get real parenting solutions every day. And the solution is stay away from Gabbo and every other AI toy or character AI for older kids. Your children do not need them. Humans are going to trump AI always in every way. So, well, certainly.
And we've just made your life easier because there's no supervision needed. There's no managing needed. There's no boundaries you need to set. You don't even have to bring them home.
Yeah, just keep AI away from toddlers. Keep it away from kids. Don't wait for research to confirm from the University of Durr what common sense already tells you. I think it's a bit of a no-brainer, but I wanted to share it because the evidence is starting to be collected and it matters. Thanks so much for listening today. The Happy Families podcast, Doctor's Desk episode, is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides our research admin and additional support. If you'd like more info to make your family happier, please visit happyfamilies.com.au. And if you haven't already, please pre-order Boys, Building Strong Young Men from the Inside Out. You can get 27% off if you pre-order now from booktopia.com.au. That's a good discount. I can't sell it to you that cheap. I'd love for you to buy it from me, but go to booktopia.com.au, get 27% off Boys, Building Strong Young Men from the Inside Out. Pre-order now.